welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this episode of Mark's Garage. I'm sitting on the Honda Goldwing, the 2024 Honda Goldwing Tour with DCT. I just got back from a great ride in Wisconsin here this fall. It's early September, and glad I could do that because it's 1 week from today. I've got to go in and get my shoulder fixed, a surgical repair. I tore some tendons. It hasn't healed properly, so we got to go get that fixed. And then I'm going to be out of commission for a while, but I really look forward to next spring and summer. I should be good to go. But today's episode is about the Honda Goldwing. And again, I mentioned I just got back from a great ride, and I was reminded how awesome this motorcycle is. And so about 650 miles, all kinds of varied roads. Really liked western Wisconsin for sure, and especially along the Mississippi, along the Winona area, the La Crosse area. Wow, that is some great riding for sure. Not too long before that, I was on a charity ride here in Sheboygan County, and we had stopped for gas. We had about 45 different motorcycles, and one of the guys had come up to me, happened to be a Harley Davidson rider, and he said, well, it's too bad that they're not going to make the Goldwing anymore. And I thought, really? So I probed that with a couple of questions, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The topic is the future of the Honda Goldwing. I think it's really bright. It's the flagship model for Honda. So let's talk about that. All right, so when the gentleman said to me that, hey, they're not going to make the Goldwing anymore, I asked a couple of questions, and what I found out was he said that, yeah, they don't sell enough of them anymore. So I know this for sure. The Honda Goldwing is a flagship of the brand. I think all the way back to 1975 when they introduced the Goldwing, the anniversary editions that followed, I think it has really led the touring community, and I don't see the Honda Goldwing going away. In fact, I'm pretty excited about whatever that next generation is. And why don't we talk a little bit about what we think is going to happen with the Goldwing. I think there's a couple of things. I'm just going to focus on a couple. There could be a laundry list, but I want to share with you my thoughts on what I believe will be the next enhancements to make this great motorcycle even another notch forward. Not too long ago, just a week or maybe 10 days ago, a couple of the Honda Goldwing YouTube community leaders that are out there, Cruiseman's Garage, Chris, really like what you're doing. Boy, hats off to you. And Mac at Gold Rider 1, both of those gentlemen were down at Southern Honda Power Sports down in Chattanooga, and they're a leading Honda Goldwing dealership in the United States. And I'm telling you, what I saw there and all the folks that were there attending for Honda demo days, there's no indication to me that Honda is thinking about not continuing this model. I think the opposite is true. I think there's going to be a lot of momentum going forward. So please, in the comments section, if you've heard anything about, is Honda going in another direction? I've only heard it one time from one person, and it happened to be from a Harley rider. And if there was any brand that really needs a shot in the arm and a major adjustment in what's going on at Harley Davidson, it's probably that brand. All right, let's talk a little bit about just a couple of things to simplify going forward for Honda. What would be great on this next generation? And for me, and this is coming off of a just recent trip, western Wisconsin, which I referred to, and that would be these rear saddlebags. If they're going to redesign a little bit of the bike, we need to have a little more room in terms of how these rear saddlebags are configured. It'd be great to just make them more functional in terms of the gear. Now, what I did on this last trip is I didn't have a passenger, so I got this great space behind me, and I had a nice travel bag that I could put right there and lock in place with a couple of bungees right here to the passenger grab rails. So that worked out great. So that's one of the things I'd like them to work on. I think the next thing, and really where most motorcycle manufacturers have gone, whether that's BMW and others, and that would be a TFT display, the thin film transistor display, which is a touchscreen. Now, I actually like the Honda Goldwing configuration the way it is, but I think the future and the functionality and what's going to happen really leads us to a nice TFT display. And so those are a couple of things that I think are in the near future for the Honda Goldwing. All right, I really believe the future of the Honda Goldwing is looking good. I think it's here to stay. I have no idea. I don't have any specific connections to Honda. I know a couple of great Honda dealers in the state of Wisconsin, and it's always fun to speak with them and see what they know. And I can tell you that most of the time, the Honda reps that are there, they don't even know. They don't share a lot of information because they really don't know what's coming next. So we're not too far away. You know, here we're moving into the fall season, so we're not too far away from maybe getting a glimpse or two about what's next. But it'd be fun to hear from you about what you think the future of the Honda Goldwing is. For sure, I think it's going to be around. And secondarily, just a couple of things to really just elevate it. I think are going to happen probably this year in 2026, but we'll have to see. There's always a lot of anticipation. There sure was a lot of anticipation for this last anniversary edition, and I think most of us in the Honda Goldwing community were kind of like stunned a little bit, like, wow, there wasn't maybe a couple of things, but maybe that's going to happen here this year. We will see, but at any rate, thanks for tuning in, watching, listening to Mark's Garage and me rambling a little bit here about the Honda Goldwing, but it certainly is one of the favorite bikes that I have here in the garage. And when I go for a trip of, you know, that's across several days or a week or 10 days, this is one heck of a machine to take. That's for sure, and I'm very lucky to have it. So thanks again for tuning in today. Thanks for all the subscribers that are out there to Mark's Garage. Really appreciate that. Thanks to all the Honda Goldwing community channels that are out there, and really appreciate that. And Robert White, Mac, Tom's Goldwing Adventures, and we're looking forward to seeing Larry get back there and up in Canada. All the others, I'm sorry I'm not mentioning all of you, but those are the ones that stand out. But thanks for all that you do to make the Goldwing community fun and YouTube a great place to go visit and get some information. So, as always, and until next time, take care.